What's the best for mixing? Headphones or monitors? In this video, I'll be talking about the pros and cons with both. If this is your first time here and you want to learn all about FL Studio and music production in general, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell as well. A track mixed on headphones will usually sound very different on monitors and vice versa. But why is this, and what's causing it? Let's dive into it. Many of you probably mix exclusively on headphones, so let's start with headphones first. Whenever you hear a sound, your brain processes the audio from your left and right ears and then uses the difference in frequency and timing to determine the direction of the sound. When you use headphones, both your ears hear the same thing at exactly the same time. This confuses the brain, and the sounds appear to originate from inside your head. If you use panning, the effect will tend to be much more pronounced in headphones. Even small adjustments can seem to have a huge impact. The mix will be perceived as being much wider than it really is. Because headphones feed sound directly into your ears, you won't get any natural reflections from your room like you would on monitors. Nor will you have any cancellation issues as the sound waves bounce around. Because of this, you can easily end up with a mix that sounds muddy, or has too much reverb, delay, insufficient panning and width, as well as crossfeed issues when played on speakers later on. Balance and level issues can also be trickier with headphones. At this point, it can be very difficult to go back and make the necessary corrections, and many beginners will just give up and scrap the whole track. Note that ear fatigue typically sets in quicker with headphones, and hearing damage from headphones is probably more common than from monitors. Now, of course, none of this means that you can't ever mix on headphones. I'm just pointing out some issues to be aware of. Many professionals make great mixes on headphones, but that's because they have the necessary experience knowing exactly how the mix will translate to monitors. Now, let's cover the pros. Headphones are superior to monitors in many ways, especially when it comes to fine-tuning. You'll get the sound straight into your ears, and the headphones themselves will isolate you from ambient noise such as traffic, computer fans, etc. You'll therefore be able to hear fine details that you wouldn't be able to hear with monitors. If you're trying to deal with resonant frequencies or trying to edit out tiny clicks and noise from a vocal recording, for example, then headphones are far superior. A performer will need headphones during tracking. In this situation, monitors are unusable. With monitors, you'll always get a certain amount of reflection from the room itself as well as cancellation. That will tend to muddy up the sound a bit, making it more difficult to hear those finer details. Another thing that's great with headphones is that they're portable. Note that there are two kinds of headphones, closed and open. For mixing, I recommend open headphones unless you're mixing in a very noisy environment. For vocal recording, closed headphones will be needed as this prevents sound from spilling out of the headphones into the microphone. Also, make sure to use dedicated studio headphones, which is designed specifically for mixing. Studio headphones have a fairly flat frequency response. This allows you to get a truer representation of your mix. Hi-fi manufacturers always boost various frequencies in order to make their stuff sound better than the competition. This is not ideal for a producer. You want to hear the sound exactly as it is. For those who are looking to buy headphones, I'm adding Amazon links to some good studio headphones in the description below. Okay, let's move on to monitors. As with headphones, there are pros and cons here as well. There are a number of factors that come into play when mixing on monitors, including the room acoustics, which can change the harmonic content quite a bit. With monitors, the sound from the left speaker will reach your right ear shortly after, and the sound from the right speaker will reach your left ear shortly after as well. This will tend to sound more natural compared to headphones. The human ear is not very sensitive to low frequencies, but with sufficiently large monitors, you'll be able to really feel that low rumble. Obviously, this won't be the case with headphones. With monitors, the sound waves will bounce off every hardened surface in your room. This will basically have the same effect as putting reverb on your entire mix. You won't get that effect when using headphones, of course, so there's less chance of muddying up your mix this way than using monitors, because you'll be constantly correcting for this as you go. Listening on headphones, on the other hand, allows you to experience sound without room acoustics. This results in elements without much reverb, such as snappy beats and dry vocals, for example, coming across as much brighter and more aggressive. Personally, I find that a mix made on monitors will usually translate well to headphones, but a mix made to sound perfect on headphones will often sound bad on monitors. For these reasons, it's generally easier to get a good sounding mix using monitors, especially for beginners. Now let's move on to the cons. One of the downsides to monitors is, of course, that the sound will be greatly affected by your room. Most bedroom studios are not professionally treated with sound-absorbing material, nor will the dimensions of the room and the placement of the monitors be ideal either. And all of these factors combined can cause a variety of issues. There's a lot you can do to dampen the reflections in a room, though, even if you're on a tight budget. Some heavy curtains to cover your windows, a rug on the floor, a mattress up against the wall, and so on can help a lot. If you're looking to buy monitors, then you'll find Amazon links to some good entry-level monitors in the description below, as well as some of my monitor reviews. So, what's best? Monitors or headphones? Well, there is no clear winner here. They're both great in their own way. That said, I almost always recommend using monitors for mixing, simply because it's easier for most people to get a good sounding mix with monitors. For tracking, fine-tuning, and problem-solving, I recommend headphones. Ideally, you should use a combination of both. After all, the end goal is to make your mix sound good on everything, right? In order to do that, you should be constantly switching back and forth between monitors and headphones. I mix mainly on my monitors myself, but whenever I need to edit finer details, I switch to headphones. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you know how your mixes translate from one to the other. Eventually, with experience, you'll be able to mix exclusively on headphones or monitors, and the end result will sound fantastic. But for beginners, I definitely recommend starting out with monitors. I'm curious though, what do you prefer? Are you mixing on headphones or monitors? And why? What are your thoughts on the matter? Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to thank our Patreons for their ongoing support, and as always, if there's any specific tutorial you'd like us to make, or if you have a question, just let us know in the comments below. Also, make sure to check out the links below if you need feedback on your music, mixing, mastering, and so on. Thanks for watching.